Hello friends, welcome to this week's video from Culture Katha. In Indian thought, creation is all about the manifestation of the infinite in finite forms, which is why we try to perceive the immeasurable, infinite God or Brahman in finite or measurable forms through the idols in temples or through the elements of nature. The Tantric too is exactly in that pursuit. He undertakes to perceive the entire universe through the finite tool available at his disposal, his body. The yantras and mantras are the means the Tantric uses to achieve his end. The yantras, as we have already seen, are visual props or sacred diagrams that help the sadhaka or the practitioner visualize and perceive the deity he is worshipping. Friends, you may have noticed that these sacred diagrams are made up of several geometric shapes such as squares, circles, triangles, and even drawings of lotus petals. Each of these shapes that form part of the yantras and mandalas are not some random figures, but are figures ridden with symbols that communicate the essence of the deity. In this video, we shall look at the nature of the shapes and the significance they hold in Tantra. And when we talk of shapes and their sacred significance, we find that some ideas are common across world cultures. We shall explore some of the shared ideas too as we go. The triangle or the trikona is a common shape found in yantras. The triangle can be upward pointing or downward pointing. In Tantra, the downward facing triangle represents the female reproductive organ and the upward pointing triangle represents the male organ. Needless to say, the reproductive organs assume importance because they are the seat of all creation. The shapes used in Tantra also have strong associations with the elements of nature. So while the upward pointing triangle is associated with fire, the downward pointing triangle represents the fertilizing rains or water. And when these two triangles intersect, they form a hexagram or a star with 6 angles. The intersecting triangles represent the union of the male and the female, which leads to creation. In some yantras, such as the Kali yantra, only the downward pointing triangles or the female triangles are shown. The male triangles are conspicuously absent. This yantra is believed to depict the nature of the deity whose fierce feminine energy overpowers the male energy. This idea is often depicted as Kali sitting on top of Shiva, assuming a dominant role in copulation. The Sri Chakra yantra comprises 4 male and 5 female interlocking triangles. The 3 sides of the innermost triangle in the yantra are believed to represent the powers of will called the Ichcha Shakti, cognitive powers called the Jnana Shakti, and the power to act called the Kriya Shakti. These 3 powers of Ichcha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, and Kriya Shakti come together to enable creation. In Nepal, which is an important center for the Tantric tradition, the hexagon is considered to be a representation of Devi, both among Hindus as well as Buddhists. In some yantras, such as the yantra of the Guhya Kali, which is a form of Kali, a pentagon having 5 sides and angles is shown instead of the hexagon, because the number 5 is considered significant for Kali. Very often, we also find a dot right at the center of the yantra. This dot, called the bindu, is interpreted as the point from which all creation happens and all forms emanate. In some tantric traditions, the bindu is also believed to represent the elements of space or ether. In tantric sadhana, the bindu is believed to be the seat of the main deity being worshipped. A similar idea can be found in Western thought too, where the dot represents the point of unity from which all creation arises and eventually dissolves into. In Western thought, circle represents the God, the spirit, pure consciousness, or in other words, the infinite. As I had mentioned in my previous video on yantras and mandalas, the circle in a Buddhist mandala is often shown to depict the infinite cosmos. But in the Hindu Tantric tradition, circle acquires a slightly different significance. In several yantras, we find the triangles of the hexagram enclosed within a circle or a series of concentric circles. Some scholars believe that these circles represent manifestation or creation because of their tendency to move or revolve. In terms of elements, like the bindu, the circle is also believed to represent the ether or space. Surrounding the circles in a yantra, we find a set of 3 nested squares with openings called the dwara or gateways. The squares represent the element earth, where the 4 sides represent the 4 cardinal directions. According to some experts, the 3 squares found in yantras symbolize the 3 gunas in nature, the rajas, tamas and sattva gunas, and are hence colored white, red and black to represent the gunas. For more on gunas, do check out my video on the color of our gods. Moving on, some scholars suggest that the square shape is closely linked to the shape of the Vedic fire altar, whose geometric shape you will find is extremely similar. This geometric design is often referred to as Sarvato Bhadra, meaning auspicious from all sides. From the standpoint of pure geometry, a square is considered an elegant shape because of its beautiful symmetry. You may remember from your class 5 geometry that in a square all its 4 sides are equal and so are its angles. The symmetry intrinsic to the shape probably led our ancients to label it Sarvato Bhadra. Interestingly, several of our temple layouts are inspired by this Sarvato Bhadra design. The lotus design is an integral part of mandalas and yantras. Across South Asia, a lotus generally represents creation, purity and transcendence, which is the reason why we find all our deities seated on a lotus. In the tantric tradition, a lotus also symbolizes the female reproductive organ. And because the lotus is a water flower, it's also used to represent the element water. A lotus design may have one or more concentric rings of petals. Each of the petals is made to point to a specific direction in space. In a mandala or a yantra depicting a lotus, the central deity is believed to sit in the pericarp, while the attendant deities sit on the petals. The number of petals in a yantra or a mandala varies significantly depending upon the deity being propitiated and the nature of the ritual. And thus did ancient man communicate profound ideas in the form of simple symbols, and we continue the tradition in the modern times too. Friends, I hope this video helped you gain a basic understanding of the significance that shapes have in the tantric tradition. I will catch you all soon once again with yet another interesting video. Till then, it's tata, bye bye, take care.